Hello and welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining today's information session focused on the required business documentation for drive-on enrollment. My name is Janet, and I'm the Integrated Project Manager at Parsons, the vendor for the drive-on program. We're here today to provide information focused on the business documentation required for successful drive-on enrollment and highlight the important documents to review prior to beginning enrollment. Then we will provide further clarification on the business documentation required during enrollment and provide an overview of the business documentation step in the drive-on portal. We will wrap up with the steps to take to get started with your drive-on enrollment if you haven't already done so. Please note that this program is just transitioning the way that inspection data is collected and used from the paper-based MVIS program to the digital drive-on program. As such, the inspection standards remain unchanged. They are the same as what you are obligated to by regulations today. Let's walk through how to access the enrollment information on the drive-on portal. Open the webpage www.driveonportal.com. On the landing page, you will see the 3 steps to join drive-on, shown in the light blue bars. Click on Step 1 to read the program enrollment package and access other important enrollment materials. This will take you to the enrollment information page. Here you will find enrollment information such as the program enrollment package, the recent letter that was sent to the MVIS industry by MTO, and copies of the contracts and agreements that will be electronically signed during your enrollment. The most important thing on this page is the program enrollment package that is highlighted in the orange must-read bar. It is very important that you review the program enrollment package prior to creating your account and starting your application. This document lists important enrollment information and the business documentation that is required to be uploaded during enrollment. It also includes information on the new drive-on inspection equipment and pricing, insurance requirements, pre-authorized debit payments, and how to register for and take training. This package describes the information and documentation that needs to be uploaded during the enrollment process. Please have all your documentation ready to upload prior to creating an account. I can't stress this enough. It is very important to read the program enrollment package thoroughly, as the accuracy of your application is very important. If the information submitted is not correct, or there are discrepancies in the information provided, the application will be returned for correction, leading to delays in receiving ministry approval. Let's talk specifically about the required business documentation for your drive-on enrollment. First to note is that the name you apply with and list as the owner during your enrollment must be named on the business documentation that you will be uploading during the enrollment process. That is, if the business documentation contains multiple names on the document, such as owner, president, director, or officers, then one of the individuals that's listed on the documentation must be listed as the owner of your business on the drive-on application. The owner name that you enter must be spelled exactly as it is listed on your business documentation. The only exception to matching owner name to business documentation is if you are a government or police inspection station, as business documentation is not required to be uploaded during your application. There is no requirement for these station types for the owner name to match the business documentation. Also note, not only does the owner name need to match one of the names listed on the business documentation, but the name of the business and legal name you enter during enrollment must match the information as listed on your business documentation. That is, the legal name you enter on the drive-on portal must match the legal name as listed on your uploaded documentation. The details of all the required documentation to be uploaded during enrollment can be found in the program enrollment package. The documentation required is different for a public fleet facility versus a government or police facility. Please ensure that your business documentation that you upload during the enrollment process includes the owner name, business name, and legal name, and that all the information matches the information you entered during the enrollment process. For public and fleet facilities, instructions on how to obtain that profile report is found in the program enrollment package. The Tax Compliance Verification Certificate, referred to as the TCV, can be obtained online very quickly. The instructions to obtain this is found in the program enrollment package. Please be sure to upload the actual TCV certificate and not a screenshot of the approval page, as your application will be sent back to you if not submitted correctly. If you attach incorrect documentation, or the information on your business documentation does not match exactly to what you enter on the Drive-On portal during enrollment, your application will be sent back to you for correction. So as discussed, the owner name on the Drive-On application must be listed on the business documentation you upload. That said, there is an option for an owner to add a delegate in the Drive-On portal. A delegate is someone that can assist with completing the application on behalf of the inspection center. The owner can add a delegate on step 3 of 11 in the enrollment process. Please note that although a delegate can assist with completing the application, they are not able to electronically sign the contracts unless they are also listed on your business documentation. So for example, you can add someone as a delegate who assists with the day-to-day operations of your business, and they may not be listed on your business documentation. As a delegate, they can still complete many sections of the application, such as entering data in the required fields and uploading required documentation. But when they get to the step to e-sign the performance contract, the owner will then need to sign back in and electronically sign the performance contract and submit the application. If your delegate is also named on your business documentation, then they can electronically sign the contracts. So for clarity, the person that signs the contracts, whether it is the owner or delegate, must be named on the business documentation. I will now pass the presentation over to Brad, who will provide a brief demonstration of completing the business documentation section on the Drive-On portal.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our demonstration for business information. To begin, I'm just going to do a brief recap of the owner information section and the important information that's going to be entered in that section of the application. So you'll notice that it will pre-populate some information, your user ID, your unique email address, as well as your first and last name. In this section, you're going to input your company legal name. This is a really important bit of information in your Drive-On application, as your company legal name is going to need to match several documents that you submit during the application process. For example, it's going to need to match your business document, which would be your profile report. It's going to need to match your tax compliance verification certificate. And it's also going to need to match the name found on your insurance certificate. Keep in mind, in addition, your profile report or business document is also going to need to list the name of the owner. So the owner's name that you input here is going to need to match your STO registration and is also going to need to be found on the profile report that you submit with your application. So your company legal name and owner information are two important bits of information for your application. In addition, you're going to be required to input your 9-digit CRA business number, as well as your company type, whether it be corporation, proprietorship, or a government station. You'll input the address associated with your owner, and then you'll be able to save and move on to the next section of the application. And this demonstration is going to focus on the next section of the application, which is the business information section. So the first thing that you'll be able to choose from is this checkbox here, which says your VIC business name and company legal name are the same. So I mentioned in the previous section the importance of your company legal name. The company legal name is going to be found on your business document, so your profile report, your tax compliance verification certificate, and your insurance certificate. Well, some companies may have a company legal name and a business name that are different. This will be the case for our proprietorships. This will also be the case for some corporations that maybe have a numbered company and choose to have an operating name or a business name that is different from that. So if you have a business name that's different than your company legal name, you're going to input that here. Note that if you do have a legal name and a business name that are different, you're also going to be required to input a business name expiry date, and both your business name and your business name expiry date will also need to appear on your business document, the profile report that you obtain from Service Ontario and submit as a requirement for your application. Now, for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm just going to click this box here, which says that my business name and company legal name are the same. And you'll notice that when I do that, it pre-populates the business name to match the legal name that I entered during the owner information section, and it removes the need for me to input a business name expiry date. The next field that needs to be filled out is your test class. So you're going to choose between public or fleet. Public would be anyone who tests vehicles for members of the general public. So you're testing any vehicles that you as an individual or an entity do not own, whereas a fleet would be you're only testing vehicles that you own, so that your individual or entity owns. So if you test members of the general public or you take walk-ins off the street, you're going to be a public VIC. Next, you're going to choose your inspection capabilities. So you do have the ability to add heavy-duty diesel emissions if you choose to offer emissions inspections at your vehicle inspection center in the future. This is not a requirement of the program, it's just an option available to you. This demonstration is going to focus on light-duty safety and light-duty passenger only. So I'm just going to choose the box for light-duty safety, and it will ask me, do I perform commercial inspections on light-duty vehicles and issue safety stickers? The answer is going to be no. However, if you do issue commercial inspections or issue yellow safety stickers as a result of a commercial inspection, you have the ability to choose yes. Similarly, if you provide motorcycle inspections, you can choose the option for motorcycle inspections. There's some helpful information here about the different inspection capabilities and what they mean, but this demonstration is just for light-duty passenger inspection stations, so I'm just going to choose the one option. You'll see here that there is a mobile capable field, but it doesn't give you the ability to choose, and that's because we offer stationary only in the drive-on program for safety stations. This means that you cannot perform mobile safety inspections. Your safety inspection has to take place at the address associated with your vehicle inspection center, so the address that you input later on in this section. And then you have the ability to choose your languages spoken, either English, French, or both. I'm going to choose English and move on to the next requirement. So this is where you're going to enter the address for your vehicle inspection center. So you have the ability to type in the address. As you start typing the address, you will notice that the Google search tool or Google address tool does begin to pre-populate some of the different addresses. You can either choose it from this list, or you can continue typing it if you're finding that it's not populating the information that you're accustomed to or that you find to be correct. You're going to input your daytime phone number and evening phone number. Now, some people may not have two numbers. You can input the same number twice. So you'll see that that's what I'm doing here. If you have a website and you want that website information to appear on the public website, the Drive On public website associated with your vehicle inspection center, you can put your website information here. For this demonstration, I'm not going to enter any website information, but I will enter my MVIS ID. So this is a requirement for your application. You must have an active MVIS ID, and you would input that here. Check to make sure that your address is valid, and then you can move on with your application. If your mailing address and your address here are the same, which it will need to be, you would click same as above, and it's going to pre-populate that information and allow you to move on with this section. Next is going to be the hours of operation associated with your vehicle inspection center. So these hours of operation are going to be made available on the Drive On public website. These are the hours that members of the public are going to be able to see for our public stations if they look you up on our website. So it will pre-populate 8 to 5, Monday to Friday. You can adjust that as you see fit. If you require technicians to work outside those hours, or if you want your technicians to work outside of those hours, but you don't necessarily want those hours to be displayed to members of the public, you have the ability under Manage My Technicians to adjust the technician's work hours. And that will allow them to perform inspections for the work hours you've selected for them, while also displaying just standard hours that the public can look up and view. I'm going to leave the hours as is and move on to the next step of the business information section. The next step and last step in this section is where you're going to upload a copy of your business document. So I've mentioned our recommendation is that everyone upload a profile report that can be obtained from Service Ontario. This is an important document. The profile report we know will contain all the information that is needed. So your business document or profile report is going to need to include your company legal name. It's going to need to contain the owner's name that you have listed on file. And if your business name and legal name are different, it's also going to need to include your business name as well as your business name expiry date. So please make sure that your business document or your profile report has all the required information, as it having any of that information missing or having different information that doesn't match your application can lead to delays and the application being returned to you for changes. To upload a copy of your profile report, you're just going to click the upload button. You'll see I have a profile report saved to my desktop. Once it's uploaded, you'll see the file name, the username, as well as the date. You can then save. The record is saved successfully, and it will allow you to move on to the next sections in the application. Just an important thing that I do want to highlight is that once you save section 2, so the business information section, it does two things. It provides you with a vehicle inspection center number. This vehicle inspection center number is going to be the number that replaces your MVIS ID. It's going to be the ID or the number that you provide to our contact center when you call us, so we can pull up your information. It's also going to be found on the safety certificates that you issue. So it is your vehicle inspection center number. Additionally, once you save the business information section, it will save your application in progress, and it will give you the ability to, log out of the portal, log back in, and pick up progress from where you left off. So when you're starting your application, you're going to want to ensure that you complete the first two sections, the owner information and business information section, so that it will save your application in progress, and then allow you to kind of pick up where you left off and begin with next steps from there. So thank you very much for taking the time to view this presentation and to walk through the owner information and business information sections of the enrollment application. I hope you found this information helpful. Thank you very much and have a great rest of your day.
Great, thanks, Brad. So I'd like to discuss a couple of additional items before we close today. If you perform safety inspections for the general public or for vehicles outside of your own fleet, please review the insurance requirements listed in the performance contract for public vehicle inspection centers. If you only perform safety inspections for your registered business fleet vehicles, please review the insurance requirements listed in the performance contract for fleet vehicle inspection centers. The language on your insurance certificate must match exactly as written in the performance contract. If it does not, your application will be sent back for correction. So for example, the commercial general liability on the insurance certificate that is required by both fleet and public inspection centers cannot just say $3 million. It must state the language as per the performance contract, which is $3 million per occurrence on property damage, bodily injury, and personal injury. Also, His Majesty the King and Right of Ontario, as represented by the Minister of Transportation, must be listed as additional insured with the correct address. The insurance certificate must include the expiry date. It is critical that your insured name on the insurance certificate matches your legal name as shown on the business documentation. As we have mentioned, all the information in your documentation must match the information entered during your enrollment. The address listed on your insurance policy must match the business address entered during your enrollment. So if your insurance certificate is a corporate policy, that is, you have multiple business locations under one insurance certificate, your certificate must list all the addresses of the locations you're applying for. Have your insurance company add additional pages to the insurance certificate to list the addresses of all locations covered by that insurance policy. We recommend printing page 15 of the program enrollment package to send to your insurance company so they can have the details on the language that's required to be listed. But please note that it is the owner that is responsible to review that insurance certificate for accuracy before it is uploaded to the Drive-On portal. Also, your insurance certificate needs to be valid for the life of the program. You must update your certificate and the expiry date in the Drive-On portal to keep it current and not let it expire. Owners and delegates will receive reminder emails when the expiry date is coming up. Your VIC will be locked out from inspections if your insurance certificate expires. One final thing we would like to remind you of is the technician training component. Technicians must complete training on the Drive-On requirements. Inspection centers can't perform inspections without Drive-On trained technicians. Technicians are required to create their own account on the Drive-On portal and complete the necessary online training modules. Training is approximately 30 minutes, free and available for technicians to complete 24/7. We encourage technicians to review Section 6 of the program enrollment package on the details on how to register as a technician and take the required training. They can begin their training now. Technicians do not need to wait for the owner to complete their VIC application. It can occur at the same time. Note that all technicians performing safety inspections in the Drive-On program must have the appropriate certificate of qualification for the class of vehicles being inspected. Technicians' Skilled Trades Ontario membership number will be validated before they are able to begin the Drive-On training. Technicians' STO will be validated prior to beginning the training. In order for the validation to occur, it is very important to ensure that the name you use to create your Drive-On portal account matches exactly what the name is registered with at Skilled Trades Ontario. Do not include extra spaces in your name and be sure that your first, middle, and last name as listed in the STO registry matches exactly to what you enter in the Drive-On portal for first, middle, and last name. Let's now review some ways you can access Drive-On support and assistance. One of your best resources for enrollment information is in reviewing the materials found on the Drive-On portal enrollment information page, especially the program enrollment package. We also recommend that you print the table of contents of that package to know what pages to reference when you need to look up information. On the enrollment information page on the portal, you will also find copies of the contracts and agreements that will be signed during your enrollment, as well as a copy of the program's standard operating procedures. The Drive-On portal also provides help information during your enrollment in the help menus. You can also view sample documents to upload and even hover your mouse over the blue I buttons next to some fields to receive additional guidance for clarification on what to enter in your application. All VICs have access to the VIC assistance line. If you do email us, please ensure you provide your VIC name and VIC ID number in the email so we can better assist you. Technicians are able to use the help feature available on the inspection tablet on each screen. And you can also visit our YouTube channel to watch many help videos. Some videos that you can find are information on Drive-On portal enrollment, equipment ordering, receiving equipment and setup, and much more. We encourage technicians to view the video on how to perform a light-duty safety inspection with the Drive-On equipment. To find our channel in YouTube, search Drive-On Help Videos. If you have a smartphone with you now, you can use it to scan the QR code on the screen to access the channel. Simply open your camera app, hover your phone over the QR code until you see a yellow outline appear around the image, and then click on the QR code on the screen of your phone. This will take you right to our YouTube channel. When you're on the channel, select the Videos tab to view all the available videos, including recordings of past information sessions. You can subscribe to the channel and also bookmark the site for future use. We thank you for your time today and for your ongoing support and participation in the Drive-On program, and we hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.